Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am Army Piper here on the Piper Academy Network. Guys, 14 days, 0 hours, and 28 minutes until Orange Day. If you know, you know, you know. I mean, you guys know, you know. Let's go take a look at what we got here on the crypto bubbles today. Guys, looking like some green here on the daily. We are getting some pullback on the hourly, but the markets right now do look like they are going to be opening up in the green. Let's give this a quick refresh here just to see. There we go. There we go. Thank you very much. Pre-market. There we go. Market opening up 0.5% there on the Dow Jones. S&P up 0.8%. The NASDAQ up a full 1%. But keep an eye on this. That right there. That is the 10-year yield. We are green today. It is back up to 4.6. I told you 5% is going to be the danger mark on that. But as of right now, we will take our crypto bubbles in the green on the daily. We're going to be breaking down Bitcoin, a major indicator, just gave us some bullish sentiment. So we're going to be taking a look at what that indicator is, and we're going to talk about the economic data coming out this week. Could have a little bit of a shakeup. Might hit some resistance economic-wise. Technical analysis wise, we're going to talk about that confluence of resistance and where we could be hitting some pullbacks. So we're going to talk about all that and a whole lot more right here. It's Monday, guys. Let's get it right here. Piper Academy Network. Classes in session. Let's go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Shout out to everybody that is in the chat right now, but I'm not here by myself. I'm here with this beautiful goat. Welcome to the Piper Academy Morning Market Report, home of the Billy Goat Tales Golden Goat. So shout out to Billy Goat Tales. I got my trophy, but I also got my co-host. Let's go hit him up here. It is the OC guy sitting in the back of the class with the username. I've already given them fair warning. No spitballs to those in the front of the class. Robert Mulligan, you are safe. OC, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh man, not much. Another important thing that we can do, username is get me just some baking soda and super glue, and I promise it's gonna be a fun class today.
I bet you were in trouble a lot in school, weren't you?
You know what? To be honest, I wasn't that into trouble, but I was the one, that the little devil in the background that said, "Hey, you should do this. This is fun. Do it. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I feel to feel proud or to feel ashamed of that, but
We had
it
a
was a
name for
good
people like you.
high school.
We had a name for people like you in the military. It was called the Blue Falcon. The Blue Falcon, the Buddy Effer, the Blue Falcon. Caca! It's the mating call of the Blue Falcon there. So yeah, that is what we called people like you in the military that would get everyone else in trouble, and then they would stand over there to the side
Oh
like, I don't
man.
know why they did that. Yep, I get you. I get you. Let's go through the chat here. Let's see who all we got in here. Alexandra G is in the house, the mod queen. We got username all set in here with us. We got Harp. Robert Mulligan, he said, good morning, everyone trying to sit at the front row. You're up there, bro. Average Crypto Joe's in here with us. We've got Bakoshi No Dinero, Indie Rock Crypto in the house. If you guys haven't checked out Indie Rock Crypto's music, you should. He's got some pretty good music on his YouTube channel. So I like listening to it sometimes. It's good background music when I'm working because it's got that very melodic, rhythmic tone to it, but nothing that's going to really pull you out of your focus. So yeah, really good stuff to listen to when I'm working. So who else we got here? Dylan VA is in the house with us. Donato Cabrera. We got Crypto Trades. What's up, Jose? We got Mike Play in here with us and Crypto Coin Mindset. If you don't follow them, you need to. Love that dude's show on the weekend. And then Buck is in here with us. I think I got most of the names. John Foster Crypto. I'm just trying to run through here very fast. If I missed you guys, C90 for the win. We'll get him. Oh, 2Dub, Wix Wife Fine, 89, 2Dub's in the house. Got to shout her out. All right, guys, let's get into this. Let's talk about the markets today, because we are getting a little bit of a pump this morning. Nothing major on the economic data. We're getting ready to break all that down. But we did have an indicator that popped on us. And it's on a daily, guys. And typically that means that we are looking at a pretty good bullish move that could be coming. But we've got to get through this economic data. Remember, no matter what the technical analysis says, no matter how good the charts look or where we are in the cycle, one tidbit of bad economic data when there's so much pessimistic sentiment about the possibility of recession, stuff like that coming out. Anything that leads in that direction can cause pretty harsh pullbacks. So let's go ahead and jump into the news, OC, and let's just knock this out, get this out of the way before we get too far into this, and then we will come back and we will talk about Bitcoin, and we'll look at that, and then we got a bunch of alts. So make sure you guys are dropping those altcoins that you guys want to see in the chat so that we can get into that stuff for you. We do currently have about 38 viewers right now on YouTube, 2 over on X. So if you guys are on X, shout out to you. Come over and join us on YouTube. Helps the algorithm over here. I just wanted to put it on X so that people, if you don't want to go to YouTube, if you're anti-Google, I get it. But yeah, come on over here to YouTube and join up with us. You can join this conversation. Let's jump over into the news, OC, and let's see what we're seeing over here. Let's bring that into play. There we go. And nope, I'm a little bit, there we go. Let's go check out where we are in this Fear and Greed Index, market cap, I should say. Right now, market caps up 1.35%. We are sitting at $3.6 trillion. Volume for the last 24 hours, up 16.3 there. That's a pretty good sign. When you see the volume up like that with the green market cap growth, it typically means that we do have some strength going there. Let's jump down here and look at the bookmarks. I had all this set up, and then I was looking at other stuff and did not go back to it. There we go. Bitcoin, it is sitting right now at 60 on the Fear and Greed Index. So we're still right there, the threshold. We're at the cusp of that greed and neutral. Shout out to Wick589, $2 super chat there from him. He said, hit that like. I agree, bro. Hit that like. Let's go. Hit that like. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you, Wick. So yeah, we have that 60 there. Looking here at the CMC, guys, we are finally back in the blue. Remember, we talked about this before, that if we need to get over to the bright blue for altcoin season, and we were like down here in this orange season of Bitcoin season. We're now above that 50 threshold out of 100 points. So altcoin season we are moving closer to it. I don't think it's coming yet, but we are moving closer to it. Let's jump over and check out the crypto bubbles here on the daily. Sand is a big mover. Injective here up 13.9%. SPX 17.6. AI16Z, one we've been talking about for a week here on the show, up 12.4% there. Render's up 9.9. It's good to see Render moving there, so that's a good one. And then Fetch. A lot of AI plays are in the green right now. Let's go down and see what we're looking at on price. Bitcoin sitting just over $99,000. We hit some key resistance levels, guys. We're going to talk about those, so make sure you stick around. But Bitcoin did hit some resistance, so I'm hoping that we can push through that, maybe get a little retest on it as support, move it to the upside, and keep on going. We're going to see where that's at. It is up 1.6% on the daily. Ethereum is up 0.9% on the daily. It's at $3,637. About to do a breakout on a pretty big cup and handle too, so that's interesting. XRP up 1%. Solana's up 2.6%, moving up another position here, back to number 5, taking out BNB. BNB sliding down on a 1.4% up move to the for the daily, sitting at $715. Dogecoin's up 1.6. Avalanche is up 5.1. Avalanche got a good move. Let's go look and see where the big movers are at in here, though, because everything's pretty much in that, like, yeah, it's good, but it ain't great. So, average crypto Joe, you forgot me. Or is he talking to someone? I don't know. I didn't mean to forget you if I forgot you. If you're talking to me, I apologize, man. Near Protocol is up 4%. Render, 9.8%, moving up 3 positions, back to number 33 there, guys. What else do we have here? Virtual's Protocol up 1.6%, but it has lost a position here down to number 39. We're going to take a look at some of these today because we've been talking a lot about AIXBT, AI16Z, Fartcoin, and Virtual. So we're going to take a look at those today. Oh, so you can have one of those charts ready to go. We'll rock it, bro. Looking here at where we are on the market open. Give it another refresh here. Dow Jones up 0.3%, S&P up 0.7%, NASDAQ up 1.02%, and that 10-year yield continuing to come up, guys. We need that thing to stay down. Need that thing to stay down, and people are never going to be able to buy a house because the prices are going to be so dang high because there's no supply of them. And then on top of it, you've got to have a mortgage interest rate that's going to make it impossible to buy a home. So you're going to have to buy a house that's significantly cheaper than what you could have afforded just because you're paying the bank some crazy interest on that 10 years. So we're going to keep an eye on that for you guys. Let's look here and see what we had come in today on market economics here. Fed Cook speech at 7:15. That is going on right now. That's 7:15 my time here in Mountain Standard. So this is already going on. This would be 9:15 on the East Coast. We do have the factory orders today. That's going to be coming in at 8 a.m. here. Right now, expected to either be down 0.3% or up 0.3%. Flip a coin. Again, nothing major today, though. The big ones that we're going to get this week, and you guys need to be aware of these, is going to be ISM Services PMI. That's coming out tomorrow. Okay. Right now it's at 52.1 points. They're expecting it to be 53 and 54. That means that there's more orders. This is good. This is saying the service sector has a lot of demand, right? It shows us it's a pillar of the economy. It shows strength. JOLTS job openings. This is going to be coming out also. 7.74 million is what it previously was at. They're expecting that it's going to be 7.70, 7.69. They are expecting less jobs, less job openings on the listings in the United States. And guys know I've talked to you about the ghost jobs. These are jobs that are on like their listings. They're on Indeed. They're on LinkedIn, they're on ZipRecruiter, but they're not hiring for these positions. They're just trying to get a finger on the pulse of the skill set that is out there and what the interest is for hiring. And a lot of these jobs, 30 to 40% is the current estimation. A lot of job listings are not actually hireable jobs. So if that is the case, keep that in mind. We OC and I were talking about this a little bit. We're going to have the continuation of that conversation. I said, look, if we get February 7th comes along and we get that annual revisions of the jobs and they go, oh, okay, this whole sector here doesn't exist. These are ghost jobs. We could see some really bad economic shakeout on the markets from that because you're talking that's a confirmation. That's what it would be. This February 7th annual jobs revision from the Bureau of Labor Statistics is going to be a confirmation of that 818,000 jobs. You guys remember that whole thing? They said estimated 818,000 jobs don't exist. That was in the data. Yeah, this would be the final confirmation of it because it comes out in they review and revise. So we'll see what it comes out at. That's going to be February 7th. And so one of the precursors coming into that, it's going to be JOLTS job openings. That's why it's important to know this stuff. It all builds up. That's going to be tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. My time, 10 a.m. on the East Coast. Wednesday, we get the FOMC minutes. This is where they break down in detail everything that was said at the last FOMC meeting before they came out with the rate decision. And so those minutes, they're going to be gleaned and broke down, and a lot of smart people are going to see what actually was said and see if there was some, a lot of bullishness or bearishness and hopium or pessimism in that that meeting. So we're going to be seeing that tomorrow. ADP employment change is going to be coming out also. Initial jobless claims, how many people file for unemployment for the week. That's going to be on Wednesday. And then Friday, non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate. Right now, the unemployment rate is expected on the forecast to go up 0.1% again. So we're seeing this where the inflation slightly coming up, unemployment slightly coming up. You get both of those high where unemployment's high and inflation's high. That's called stagflation. That is a economic nightmare for the markets, guys. So a lot of data coming out this week. Keep your finger on the pulse. Keep your YouTube and your X tuned in right here to Piper Academy Network because we're going to break this stuff down for you daily. There's a lot of really smart analysts out there in the world on YouTube that know how to look at a chart, but not very many of them know how to read the so what of economic data. So make sure you guys are coming here. We'll help break it down for you. Looking here at the the next rate hike, rate cut, rate decision, we'll call it. That's going to be on January 29th, guys, is the next one. And as of right now, they are talking 90.9% chance of no change. That means pause. No rate cut, no rate hike. This would be the first one of 2025, and it is going to be no rate cut, because I think right now they're really trying to assess all the information that's coming out to make sure, hey, look, if we cut this too fast, inflation is going to go up with it. But if we don't cut it fast enough, unemployment's going to go up with it. And we've already seen unemployment might be ticking up 0.1%, but we've already cut 100 basis points of rates. So what is really going on here? That is a great question. We will keep an eye on that too. One thing I will point out is that there was the sentiment is that there will be 4 rate cuts in 2025. That's what a lot of the investors believe. Jerome Powell has said there maybe 2. So we're looking at only 2 rate cuts this year. That would be taking us into that. That would be taking us into a lot less, at 50% less rate cuts than what's expected. So no rate cut, and Japan hiking. Nice retrace after Orange Day. I agree, DDT. That is a fact. That is a fact, because if Japan does their rate hike, let's get off the white screen. I know that has to be bright on you guys. Let's go back over here. If Japan does do their rate hike, that is what happened the first time that we had the Japanese carry trade that unraveled and markets dumped, right? There's still the rest of that to go. That has not finished yet. Why is my Ethereum pointed over here at my neck? There we go. But yeah, this would be the other half of the Japanese carry trade taking place if they do a rate hike. So if we don't get a rate cut and Japan does a rate hike, we definitely could see that retracement after that Orange Day. That's what we call it, Orange Day, right there. Countdown to Orange Day. Let's go take a look at what we got here on this article. I want to talk about this. Bitcoin options market signals renewed optimism ahead of the Trump inauguration. Analyst. Let's go. Bitcoin is holding above the $99,000 mark with a surge in call options. If you guys don't know, calls, they're futures, those calls and puts. You call up a friend, you put down the phone. So call means long, right? If you don't know, now you know. The call option activity is around $110,000 to $120,000 strike price, signaling renewed bullish sentiment in the markets. With Trump's inauguration on the horizon, analysts highlighted the potential for bullish catalyst, though some warn of a post-event pullback. I think that's enough here. I just wanted to show you guys that the futures market is calling for much higher on Bitcoin right now. And there's a lot of hopium being driven on the shoulders of Bitcoin, for Bitcoin in the markets in general on Trump. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but buy the rumor, sell the news is a common theme in the marketplaces, guys. So that is what we have for the news today. OC, I do have some stuff I'm going to show here in a little while on X, but your thoughts about those futures calls. And let's talk about knows we like the night mode screens. I do know, I know you guys don't like bright white screens. I got you, Wick. So what are your thoughts on the call options going on with Bitcoin, 110, 120,000 in the near term for a strike point?
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero.
Send it. Let's go. Send it. Down. Abandon ship.
Abandon ship.
No, of course not. I mean, I don't think that we have that pressure, right? But we've been seeing a little bit of a Wyckoff distribution that is breaking out. I do think that we're going to be rejecting out of this area right here, where we are at this point right now. But ultimately, I think we're going to make it. I think the pump is a little bit, it's coming back, especially because in 14 days, 2 weeks, we have taken of office of the new president, right? YouTube, yep. That's a fact. We're not talking about anything else, just facts, right? But exactly. So there we go. 14 days, man. I mean, I can't wait for that. And I mean, I'll talk about this farther into the year, but not even president yet. And our government here in Mexico is already taking actions based on what he is talking about to do, right? But other than that, I am also pretty excited about this. I do think that we have that possible bearish pressure, but I would say nothing too much to worry about. But you were talking about stagflation, right? And we had a little bit of a debate on different opinions. Would you like us to dive into it, or yeah? What is that? That is, I
That's
can't
some
see.
big
Please
wick.
more, please.
That's some big candle energy right
Oh,
there, bro. That's a big candle
it
energy.
is.
We just broke $100,000. We are hitting one of the levels that I was going to talk about, the quantum reactor on the 4-hour. We're hitting it right now. I think before we go into too much discussion, let's go talk about Bitcoin because markets are rallying just like we thought. The reason that I thought that was going to be the case today, guys, this bad boy right here, the daily MACD firing green this weekend. We put it out in our Discord. I said, look, guys, here's your long setup on Bitcoin. This is why. And I gave all this information out and dropped that daily MACD there, firing in the green. OC, let's jump over to your chart and let's go ahead and get some Bitcoin in. Let's go.
Absolutely. So we've been talking about this for a little while, right? In fact, we talked about this on I think Friday class, where we saw the distribution of Wyckoff, and I told you that I believe that right here, this area right here, was this area right there. We still need for that movement to push through, right? To push and then have that little retracement and continuation. So right now, as we were speaking, I told you guys that we were right now on a resistance right here. And yeah, Piper got it. Look at that big, huge candle, right? I think that we are going to have that rejection in the areas where we are. Why? Because of this, and also because of this part, right? So I would love to see that rejection have a secondary chance to re-enter, and then off we go with the movement. And I mean, I think that will be great. If you can see right here already, I'm into a trade. It's been underwater for a little while, but that's fine. We just broke, so I'm gonna be celebrating as I go to the bank. So, but I mean, this is going to be a good movement. I think it will be worth just taking some profits as we reject. So if you are into a trade, this is not financial advice, but I will be taking some profits somewhere around here. Why? Because this is the center bit of this movement. So somewhere around this area, so I'm going to be taking some profits and then aiming to re-enter as we might have 1 or 2 candle retracement for adding to my position, moving my stop to entry, and then off we go. But other than that, looking fabulous. I mean, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sitting here watching closely right now because two things that I want to point out. One is that we do have my R zone, my resistance zone here. We've been talking about this one for a while, and it is coming in line with the value area high of the fixed range volume profile, guys. Also inside of here, we do have the daily or the 4-hour slow moving quantum reactor. You can see when we're underneath it, we do play resistance on it quite a bit. If we can get above this and we get a bounce on this on inside of this resistance zone, which will then be will be inside a support block at that point, and a bounce on the retest of the quantum reactor, guys, we could be setting ourselves up easily to come up here to this level, the 1.382. That's $106,000. If we're going to come into that range, we do have, look here, we do have a little volume node here on the fixed range volume profile and our all-time high. I think that we could get a bounce in here and then come up, do a liquidity grab before we come back. If we get a retest on that again, guys, it's on like Donkey Kong, as Tradefly would say. So keep an eye on that one for sure. The other thing that I want to show is the reason that we got into this test yesterday. I put out, or to the trade, I should say, I was looking for a retracement back to the secondary golden pocket here. This is on the Piper Sniper kit. I designed this thing. The developers at Chart Prime built it for me. I told them what I wanted, and it does amazing things. I said, look, guys, if we pull back here to this is your entry. We're shooting for a target up here, at least to the slow-moving quantum reactor. It did not do that. And so one of my guys asked me, okay, what do we do now? I said, we're going to wait because this obviously was the entry point on the first line of the golden pocket, not the second one. I said, so we're not going to jump into a trade. We're going to wait until we break the fast mover quantum reactor. There's a fast mover here. It reacts very quickly to price action. A slow mover, it reacts very slowly, but more consistently. I said, we're going to wait for a break and a retest of the quantum reactor. Guys, you had 2 candles for the retest that took place right there. Textbook bounce off of that. That was the entry point on the trade. It's doing quite well right now. We are now breaking that slow mover quantum reactor. Take profit 1 is in play. What I'm really watching for here now is going to be the next level of the fibs here. These are dynamic fibs. They automatically pull based on how many candles back you're looking. And you can see platinum pocket, bounce, 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 right? Bounce. And then golden pocket resistance, golden pocket resistance, golden pocket support. They work just as well, and you don't have to do any work. They automatically just place on your chart. So phenomenal work there from Chart Prime. But right now, what I'm watching for is this next. It's going to be the 382 here on the fibs. If we can get a bounce on the slow mover, just like we showed over here, a bounce on that slow mover, we're looking at heading easily up here to the 236. You can see here on the side right now the trade volume in this entire sector way more. Well, not way more. It's 53% versus 46% here, 47% there. The volume. So more bullish pressure in this entire zone than bearish pressure. And I do believe that's going to continue on here if we can get that bounce and support. Lastly, here also, guys, this weekend, I put this out in our community on the Discord also. We were green across the board here pretty much except for MicroStrategies on the hourly for the spotter. So I knew that all of this bullishness was coming because the 1 hour started to fire. We are now watching for it to happen here on the 4 hour. Last week, I called out Sui, however you want to say it, was doing that. And that was a really good trade for our community. Shout out to Trent Brock. He got in on that one. Some of our other members did too, all off of this 1 hour given a indication. This was the only one that was green at the time. And then 4 hour confirming it. Now I'm watching for confirmation on XRP, ADA, Bitcoin, Link, Ethereum, so on and so forth. And here right now, we're not getting full confirmation on these yet. So once these do, I will be letting my community know that we've got 4 hour confirmation of continuing bullishness that we saw on the 1 hour. OC, let's kick it back over here. Let's see who all's in the chat right now. We got Trade Intuition. What's up, Joe? How you doing, man? Host of the Trade Academy in the afternoon right here in Piper Academy. We got Deck in the house. R.S. Miller has joined us. And yeah, shout out to everybody that's here right now. OC, looking at what we're seeing right now with Bitcoin breaking these levels and doing these moves, are we seeing anything that interests you on the altcoin side? Go ahead and start taking a look at that. I want to jump over while you're doing that though, talk about a couple of other things before we get too far in, because I don't want you guys to miss what's happening in X marks the spot today. Someone brought this up earlier and I had this in here to go over, but he beat me to it. MicroStrategy bought another 1,070 Bitcoin for $101 million at $94,000 per Bitcoin. They now are holding 447,470 Bitcoin total. And Michael Saylor made a comment this weekend that when he dies, he is going to have it in his will that his seed phrases get burned so that no one can ever sell his Bitcoin that he leaves his estate to. So interesting statement there. According to Rich Capital, guys, we are 70% into the bull market now. Bull market progress is at oh, sir, go back. Thank you. At 70% of our way into the bull market, we are about to hit the parabolic phase. That progress will speed up as we go into the parabolic run, guys. And then also, we talked about this here on the show, and I shared this stuff in our community off of the newsletter with Rich Capital. I want to bring this in. Let me click that. Give me that more button. Click that again. Thank you much. I talked about this about week 6, 7, and 8. And we gave you guys the warning that week 6, 7, and 8, after we hit price discovery, has historically been where we get pullbacks. That's what we had week 6, 7, and 8 all the way through. We are now in week 10 of price discovery. It begins tomorrow. And this was posted here. When was this posted? Nope, not there. January 5th. So today starts week 10 for price discovery. Bitcoin has been able to clear the historically corrective week 7 and 8 in price discovery without having to produce too deep of a pullback. It only retraced 15% instead of the historical 30% in 2017. For example, with the corrective weeks 7 and 8 in the rearview mirror, Bitcoin now has a chance to reclaim the blue area, which is sitting at $100,970 here on his chart. And he says once it does that, support to technically confirm the end of the corrective period will be into week 10, which historically has been the parabolic run. 7 8, 6, 7, and 8, though. Those are the weeks of pullback. We made it through all of that, and we only saw 15% pullback. OC, let's jump over to your chart and let's see what you got for some altcoins. I'm going to come back and knock out some also. Let's get it.
Absolutely. So I think Elk is going to be one of the good ones. What I'm looking at this point, and quick just scanning through, is that you have your list and you're just looking at this kind of like movement throughout the day, right? I'm going to talk about this, but something important is look at Atom. Atom, guys, I'm not going to be saying this with a little caution, right? I have a bias. I was born with Atom, right? It's one of my favorite coins from all time. Before it became Cosmos, because it was Atom, it was a little bit some other entangling things, but and that might take me to believe that we could have another jet moving to the upside, right? Based on, for example, what Ethereum have done, and we're going to talk about that, and also what BNB is making, all right? But still, again, just because I have a bias, I need to tell you that you need to take that with consideration, right? Let's go first into the AI calls, because man, did Piper call this one, and did we analyze the heck out of this, right? AIBXT, what has been happening? We had a double top. We went to the head and shoulders neckline here. We broke it. We made a double bottom, and after that double bottom, we start teasing about breaking back above. This is where Piper start telling you, hey guys, you know what? Since AIXBT hasn't had the bull run or the bigger run as the other coins, this might be worth taking an eye on some bottoms. And look at that. I was expecting for the dynamic range to come higher here, but so far, very nice previous bottom here and then push through here. So we're breaking out. It is still, right now, we have a best case scenario movement of about there we go, 20.57 at price right now at 1840. If you are doing a 10x, that will be 184. So AI movement looking fantastic. Also, shout out to Alex on Crypto and the gang here joining and joining the channel. Another one that we've been talking about. Oh yeah, another one that we've been talking about. It is AI 16Z, right? So something interesting about this one, it is following this trend line. Let's do it professionally very quickly. There we go. And it seems that we have a breakout retest, right? One kind of retest. Are you too late to this one? I would say no. We could be just waiting for that rebound to break through. There is a caveat here, and let me make this clear and big. Let me just also remove all of my drawings here. Look at money flow, guys. Look at money flow. What had happened to money flow, right? I mean, we want to be jumping in as we see this curvature here, right? But right now, look at the curvature that we're having. We're having counter or opposite curvature here. I mean, having momentum means that we could be having volume, because we know we're not having money flow. All right, so just a little bit more to consider here. Be cautious here, because we could be having a lower low nonetheless, and then after a sweep of the lows, then getting ready to take new highs. And why is that? Because look at that. Just so far, technically, we have not yet taken the previous highs. Technically, we're still on the game. Other than that, very quick, Ethereum making this pumping here at this movement. I believe Ethereum has a ton to go. EOS breakout retest. We could be on time on EOS. Look at money flow. Look at flip of the ribbon. If Bitcoin makes that candle and holds that candle, EOS will be a great possible entry. Before I move on to the next one, I want to pass it over to Piper because I think he has some interesting coins to be looking at.
I do, and I'm going to pull those up, but I want to talk about what just came in on the data, guys. Economic data just came in. S&P Global Composite PMI final was at 54.9. We expected it to be 56.6 on the consensus, 53 on the forecast. Came in at 55.4. Let's jump in here real fast, talk about this. The S&P Global Composite PMI is a weighted average of manufacturing output. So we're seeing an increase in manufacturing, new orders, employment, so on and so forth. That's a bullish thing, okay? We came in higher. Can you refresh that, please? Thank you very much. You went away. There we go. S&P Global Services came in at 56.8, was at 56.1 previously. They were looking for 58, so we came short of what the consensus and forecast was, but we did beat it what it previously was. This, again, PMI is going to be on the service sector, and it is compiled by the S&P Global. It includes retail, transport, information, communications, finance, insurance, all that good stuff. It is up also, so services also showing strength right now. Factory orders month over month, though. This is a little bearish. They expected it to be down 0.3%. Or up 0.3%, came in negative 0.4% from its revision to 0.5. So factory orders are slowing down right now. Factory orders report is compiled from manufacturer shipments, inventory, and orders. And then the value of new factory orders, both durable, which is like long-term items, appliances, stuff like that, and then non-durable goods, things that don't last, right, that have to be replaced regularly. New orders from manufacturing goods fell 0.4% in the previous month. So wanted to point that out. That was a little bit of economic data there that just dropped. Shout out to the Otter gang in the house with us right now, guys. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. Much love to you, bro. And welcome to the Piper Academy Network. Gang. There you go. Let's get into this chart and let's go talk about what we're seeing on. I want to go look at some of these virtuals because I'm still very bullish on the virtuals, guys. And this is the one that we were talking about last week here. This is going to be the 4-hour on virtuals protocol itself. We did get a pullback here to the 2 to 1 line, right? We talked about this. I was like, we got a rejection off the platinum pocket. We're going to come down. If we do break this level here, and we did, we got a nice rejection off of the 2382 right there, and then we broke below that 2.236. I said, watch for us to hold in the 2 range, right? That's going to be this whole new range here of Fibonacci's below us. And if we get a nice bounce there, then we will be testing this previous range of support. I want to go pull a fixed range volume profile on here real fast just to see how that is looking, because I'm pretty sure that we hit one of the key levels here for this whole range. Let's go in there and see. Yeah, we hit the point of control perfectly, guys. Getting a nice bounce off of that. I'm going to be watching for that to return back to the value area high. That's coming in at $4.68 right now. So get us a little... might get a little bit of resistance here into 236 because you can see it was previous resistance, but then all the shorts get wrecked there once we break that, retest it, and then head up to that value area high. That's what I'm seeing on virtuals. And then the other one that I wanted to take a look at was Fartcoin, because we did get that pullback. Guys, it's in the golden pocket. The fib levels don't lie. They're solid, man. Golden pocket bounce should return us back to the platinum pocket. We get into the platinum pocket, and again, wait for the OC retest. Could be seeing that move to the upside. Look at the money flow. Money flow is the yellow line there running across. I changed some colors up for you guys to see things better. Money flow is looking good. Volume's looking pretty good right now, and it does look like we are ready to get that bounce up back to the platinum pocket. I did want to go back and check virtual real fast and look at the oscillator. Nope, that is the wrong one, because I did see something here. Yes, we did get the power bar. It has waned out and said, look, I'm done with the trend to the downside. Right there was that burnout. You can see where it goes peach there from the pink color. That was there. That was where we hit the point of control, guys. And now it's moving back up to the upside. True 7 clipped. Now we are looking for that move. Money flow is pointing back up. So on the oscillator here for virtuals, also looking very strong too. OC, let's kick it back over to you and let's just keep the flow going here, man. What you got for us?
Absolutely. Looking at Ethereum here, I already have it clean up charting here. And let me show you something that I'm looking at. By the way, shout out to Alex of Crypto, because we've been talking about Ethereum for a long time on the classes on Chart Prime. And we've been also looking at this formation right here, as long as I call a V-shaped recovery after a little ranging here, even with 70% chances of ranging. We had the double ranging thing that we looked at Bitcoin. Remember this LPS area, right? And then after that, we have the movement that we could be into. Guys, this is looking bullish, but also look at this pattern. We have a very nice bounce, right? We have a pull. We have a bullish pennant, right? We broke that pennant regardless, I mean, to the downside, but it was a fake out, and we ended up making right next to it a range up, right? So what we have in here, we have almost the same. I mean, I think it will be better visualized if we go to the 1 hour. So this will be almost exactly the same. The only difference is that instead of breaking down on the pennant and making that fake out, we straight out breakthrough. Look at that. It's not about the breakout. It's about your retest, beautiful entry, taking profits, and we're making that range to the upside. Let's remember what happened on that 4-hour pattern. Look at what happened to the range to the downside. We broke down and we went very, very far down. I'm not saying that we're going to be going far down, but look at where's my alert right here, 3,564. And why is that? Because I do estimate that because of how the range and the pennant are being built, I think that if we break down, look at how the dynamic reactor is coming, right? Look at, we're having that flip of the ribbon, and look at money flowing here. Just a little bit of manipulation could be taking us somewhere around this ballpark, around 3,553, right? And that could be something like this fake out, just to shake out people out of the trade and then finally go up. Let's go back, just because I have the picture in there, let's go back to Bitcoin, right? And analyze this. Remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and then off we go, all right? So let's just figure that out on Ethereum. It's not about your breakout, all right? This movement from here to here is not about the breakout. It's about your retest, and then off we go. So having said that, I think that Ethereum has a good potential. I mean, I could be wrong with this breakdown to the downside. I'm just following patterns in here. And I think the smartest thing will be also adding another alert all the way up here. Why I don't want to get out of this movement. If for any reason I break through, I'm going to be waiting for that retest here instead of down here, and then further continuation. Other than that, EOS. Let me just wrap it up with EOS because I touched on this one. We have that same movement. Look at that little range, V-shaped recovery, 70% chance of ranges we did. Breakout. Right now, we already have the retest. We are waiting for that flip of the ribbon, although the price action has already moved. It's not that much. We could be just waiting for the breakout of the previous highs. In fact, what I'm going to be doing here live, look at that. I'm placing an alert at 0.9588. And a special one, BAT. BAT, I like BAT. Why? Because I use Brave browser. I get BAT for free. So also we had a big, and I would not be calling this as a Wicca V-shaped recovery. Yes, little range V-shaped recovery, high, no higher than previous range, but I think this will be pushing a little bit too much. I want to see a retracement. Look at that, TP number 2, maybe possibility to retrace. Look at almost there with the clipping. So Alex on Crypto clipping strategies there. And what else? I think this will be very, very interesting to analyze this with a FIB strategy. Piper, let me throw it back to you. And if you have a chance to look at this with a Fibonacci, I think that will be very, very cool because of the pattern that I'm seeing, a rhythmic overall movement with a flat top at the top.
What is that? Which chart was that?
BAT USD 4 hours.
BAT. Let's go check it out, man. Then we'll come back and take a look at render here. BAT. Let's go batty in here. You on which chart? Does it matter?
That was on Binance, 4 hours.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We'll pull some fibs on it. Let's go do that. So yeah, let's see here. We do have some fibs. Let's pull it off the high here. Let's bring it down to the bottom. Okay, so perfect. There we go. We did have a previous rejection here. You can see the top to bottom pull down. Retracement goes to the upside, right? And so we did have a perfect rejection on my golden pocket here. We came down, got all of our bounce on the dynamic reactor at a 236. We're now breaking to 50%. That's a good thing because if we come up from underneath and we reject on the 50, that typically leads us to more downside. We have now broken that. I would like to see this 4-hour candle here. Actually, that's a daily. Let's bring it over to the 4-hour. There we go. I'd like to see the 4-hour candle here get a good retest on here. It looks like we've had one so far. It did wick below it just a little bit. I would like to see this next candle also show support right here on that 50 at 28.1. That would also break us above the 4-hour quantum reactor, and then we would be heading back up to the golden pocket. So that's what I'm seeing there on that one, bro. Yeah, fibs are playing out beautifully on this. Beautifully. Let's go check out render and see what I was seeing over there. And then I want to come back and talk to you guys about the one little piece of caution that I have to give everyone with the data that's coming out this week and some levels that you need to watch for support. Want to make sure you guys are tracking all that. But looking at render here on the 4 hours, guys, we had this back here a while ago. I'm getting alerts firing off. What is my alert? What is my alert that just fired? Bitcoin crossed at $101,300. There you go. That's what my alert was there. That was my target that I had on one of my setups. So shout out to setups, guys. That's why we do TA. So I did have a support zone down here on render. I said, watch this zone. This is going to be critical to hold. It's the 382. Also coming in that area. When you look at the daily, we had another thing here also. That was going to be your slow mover quantum reactor. We needed to hold that as support and the dynamic reactor. We did both of those. So that support zone on the daily has played out beautifully. We got a nice bounce up. You can see came back up here, tried to fight with the 4-hour dynamic reactor in that 50%. I told you if we reject down off of this, that's a bad thing. It fought hard here on a flag, got another breakout consolidation. We are now into the golden pocket. Render is entering a resistance area here. That is going to be the top of your golden pocket and the 4-hour quantum reactor. So be aware that right here could be a possibility for a short scalp down to the 0.618 and then a bounce off of that. That level would be coming in at about $8.98 for the short entry. And then you can set your stop loss pretty tight on this right above that dynamic quantum reactor because you're going to be taking your profits right here at about $8.63. Quick scalp there on that setup. However, if we do get above this and we get that 0.66, that would be setting us up just like we saw on the daily where we came down and hit support on a major fib level in line with the quantum and dynamic reactor. Looking at this on the 4-hour, we could be setting up to do the same thing, a massive support level of the golden pocket in line with confluence of the slow-moving quantum reactor. We do that, we're easily heading up to the $10.05 range. That would be our next level on the 786 of the platinum pocket here on the Fibonacci's, guys. Fibs don't lie. Fibs don't tell fibs. Looking here also on the, I want to look at render real fast on here because this is my dynamic fibs. I just want to see how this one's pulling too. Let it load in here. There we go. Yeah, we're already broken. Look at all that consolidation in the golden pocket there for support. And now we've broken the fast mover. We're heading in again right now to that 50% on here also. So we do have critical resistance right here where we are sitting at. And it does look like we're going to get that beautiful move to the upside if we find those support levels. So I want to talk now about the nope, not here, not on this chart. We're going to do this on another chart. Go back over here. We're going to pull up the BTC1, guys, because something that a lot of people may not be tracking. We still have an unfilled CME gap. Now, I know you guys know this one down here, 77,000. I talked a while ago that I think that this is going to get filled at the end of the cycle, just like we saw in 2021, about the same period of time. In 2021, we created a CME gap. It took the entire bull run to fill that thing in 2022. I'll show you exactly where that's at. It's right there. Let's bring that into play. Yeah, we had this one about the same time period. This happened in December 2020. 2021 was our entire parabolic run post-halving year. Did not get filled until 2022. I think that's going to be the same thing that we see with this CME gap that's formed at $77,000. Bull cycle continues through the whole year, comes back 2026, we fill that gap. But we do have another one here that's not that far off that you guys need to be aware of. This thing was formed on December 31st. This is when the markets closed for January 1st, did not reopen until the 2nd of January, created a nice little CME gap here. The bottom side of that comes in at an even $94,000. If we do get any rejection at some of these levels that we're talking about, I think that the pullback could see that $94,000 range and close that CME gap. This is a way more likely one to be filled than the big one down here. So if we get a pullback, guys, be aware of $94,000 for that CME gap that's going to be filled down there, possibly. OC, let's kick it back over to you, and we'll just keep the flow going, man. What do you got for us?
Absolutely. I want to take a look at, sorry about that, at SPX. So SPX, I think, is a good indication of how the markets are doing here. And I want to also open up the maybe debate, a little bit of a debate on what we were talking about. So do you think that this upcoming year is going to be a good year for the, for overall economy? Let me say this. If we're able to break back above the 6,000 63K on SPX, I think we will. But so far, this double bottom is looking very nice, but we're coming to a big retracement into your favor. And this is me retracting a little bit of what I was saying before the show. I mean, I was also looking for a big pullback here, and I'll be very happy to see it coming back down somewhere around 5K 600, and not because I want the market to not do well, but because I mean we haven't had that retracement for a long time, and this is looking very bubblish to me. So if we're able to break the dynamic reactor for a little while, hold right here at 5K, 600K ish, somewhere around those areas, I think this will be a great opportunity to start rebuilding that bullish momentum and keep pushing through this next year. So far, the oscillator is pushing into that we could be breaking back above and continuing, which actually will be making me a little bit nervous. Why? Because we don't have that retracement just yet, right? Another important one is Tesla. We talked about this before the drop of Tesla, before that what happened with the Tesla in front of the tower. And so far, look at that. It was beautiful right there, right to the 2-hour consolidation, 2-hour confluence zone and back to the resistance. So what will be next? Well, then I will say that we are going to be having a little bit of a rejection to start building back up a uptrend if we are able to break above the zero line. I was expecting the flip of the rune to happen above, but it happened just below. So right now we're fighting against that zero line. Other than that, just a little bit of mix up here for the regular markets. Turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Shout out to Crypto Princess in the chat. If you guys do not follow her, I see that Alexandra G already dropped that beautiful link down there. Thank you very much, Alexandra G, mod queen in the house. But Crypto Princess, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. She is wonderful. She did my interview, and she's a big part of this community right now. So I'm very happy to see her in the chat. Shout out to you. Let's go talk about a couple things. So I just found something on Bitcoin that makes me even more bullish right now. We talked about that MACD earlier, right? But let's go talk about this OC. I went ahead and turned off all my drawings here. You can see if there's where we are right now, okay? Turn all those off. Guys, I'm going to throw on my moving average ribbon. Look at our test point here on this wick right there yesterday. That is going to be, let me turn those back off. That is your 50-day simple moving average that we got a perfect bounce on there. Another reason to be very bullish right now on Bitcoin's price action. And one last thing, we were talking about that pullback to the $94,000 range. In the case of a pullback, that would be a target because of that CME gap. Guys, 3D trend, it's coming. I already know someone's going to ask. It's coming. I beat up Alex about it this weekend again. That would put us right here in the top range of our 3D cloud, right in there. So be watching that $94,000 range, giving us a beautiful bounce. I would be like all in on a trade entry right here, man, on the 3D trend back at 94,000, closing that CME gap. Just one humble man's opinion. So OC, what else you got, man? What do you want to go over? We talked about the news. We went over some charts. Is there anything that's really just piquing your interest right now on the chart side? I know you like to trade some oddball stuff sometimes. So what are you looking at? Let's jump over to your chart and see, man.
All right. I was looking at Link, but you know what? I'm trying to look into the meme coins. I think meme coins will have a big reaction. Let me just try to hurry up because we don't have that much of a time. Link, looking juicy at this point. Why? We have the same structure as Bitcoin. We have the little range V-shaped recovery, higher, not higher than the previous range that gives us 70% chance of ranging we're doing, right? And we can locate the range on where we have hit the most of the times, right? So by the way, we just technically has broken into the spring right there because we are below the previous V-shaped recovery. That makes me very, very happy. We are back above dynamic reactor. We are back above the zero line. And here it's not about the breakout. It's about your retest. 1, 2 retest, and off we go. I think this is looking UC, sorry. And I want to see, which we are already making it, a break out of this structure right here. We are already breaking it. So is it ready for an entry? I don't know. It's not on somewhere that I would like to do, but so far my strategy is telling me that yes, it's looking bullish. So I'm gonna be go ahead and giving a very big warning here. My stop loss is gonna be freaking huge, and I will be trying to enter as low as I can, somewhere around here. So I'm gonna put it into the next candle. I'm gonna be aiming somewhere around half of the next candle here on link, and then I also be aiming at the very next high here for a 1 to 1.3 ratio. I'm gonna be doing half of an entry, just so you guys know, one half of an entry right here on link, and I'm gonna be taking profits as soon as I can with 50% out right there, and then 50% out at the next one. What's going to be the next one? The base of this movement, somewhere around 28.36. So guys, this is extremely dangerous trade, because guys, I could be buying the top at this point, right? But everything is pushing at a bullish movement continuation, and I'm willing to risk it. I mean, guys, if I'm going to be trading Pepe, well, then I might also consider link. But turning back to you, Piper.
Can we get a danger Will Robinson? If it's dangerous, we need a danger Will Robinson.
Oh, yes.
Danger Will Robinson.
All right, let's go. I got one trade set up for you guys. We're going to talk about Cardano. We're going to trade some ADA here. So here's the trade setup. Looking here, guys, ADA right now flagging nicely here on the 0.236, okay? We are also at the 4-hour quantum reactor slow mover. Okay, it's been our resistance all the way through here. You can see that nice little curvature there of the trends of the wicks, also aligning perfectly with that quantum reactor. We are breaking above it right now on a retest here of the 236, which would also align with the retest on the top of the quantum reactor. I do think that we're going to get a long entry here on that line, that level coming in right now at $1.09, $1.08.9, however you want to say that one. But I do think the target on this is going to be the zero line here, back to the high that we had on the 2nd of December. That would be a nice liquidity grab there. Take your profits just before, because people may front run that thing. Here's the reason that I think this is a good trade setup. Looking down here at the Oscillator Pro, you can see we did get a turn back up here of the ribbon. It has turned into a transition peach color. Right before that happens, we go into the bullish peak, right? We have a lot of room to run up here on the Oscillator ribbon. Money flow is is positive, and it's on its way up. And it looks like we're getting a curvature here on the trade volume. True 7 also pointing up. A lot of confluence down here on the Oscillator Pro that this is going to be a good entry here for Cardano. That is the trade setup there. You guys got that one for free. If you want more of those, go check us out in our Discord over there. We've got all kinds of trade setups that myself and Crypto Trades, Buck, who else we got in there? Lunar Beaches is dropping trades out the wazoo over there. OC's dropping trades. Go check them all out, guys. That is it. We are about at the bottom of the hour. I appreciate everybody that has joined us today on the show. Shout out to the Otter Gang coming over to join us after that, after some amazing trade setups over there with Alex O, Crypto, and everybody that's in the chat right now. I appreciate all of you guys. If you have not done so, please smash that like button. And don't forget, if you got anything out of this, share it with a friend, because sharing is caring. It also helps us out. We're trying to grow this. We're trying to make Piper Academy your go-to home for all things fundamentals, technicals, economic data, and news right here on the Piper Academy Network. This is the Morning Market Report. OC, what do you got for the people on the way out, bro?
Absolutely, guys. A quick reminder to click that like button, because, guys, remember that if you're having a bad day, it takes just you to make it good. I know sometimes it's difficult, but most of the times it is up here. If you are here watching this, it means that you are able, right? So let's give thanks for that. Also, shout out for you, and click that like button for your day to start being better at this point. So remember, click that like button and have the greatest morning of them all.
Awesome. Appreciate you, man. Guys, let's get out of here. Let's go talk it out, and let's head on home. Class is done. I hope you guys got something out of class today. Don't forget, tune in this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Trade Academy, where Trade Intuition is going to be giving you guys the trade setups at the market close today. This evening, we got Crypto Nightcap with FD White Invest and TradeFly, and then the markets after dark, rounding out the night for some late night trading on the Asian market open with Lunar Beaches Crypto tomorrow morning. Kick it all back up again. Hopefully, BC Port Corp is back and ready to go in the morning with Good Morning Crypto, and we will be back here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Morning Market Report, bringing you guys the news, the headlines, the economic economic data and the technical analysis and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Till next time, guys, trade safe. And as always, use some risk management. We're heading to Randy Hipper's house. It's time to go raid the frat mom's house. Catch you guys later.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, former Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.